Welcome, everybody. It's your boy, the Versace Stoner. And we're here tonight to talk about chaotic wrestling, the balance of power. I'm about to give Disable Wolf a call, and we will be on our way. See if he's available now.
Disable fear.
Very good. You were making me nervous. We thought maybe you went out or was asleep or something. But good thing you're up and ready to go. And I was just telling the audience we are here to talk about chaotic balance of power.
Absolutely. Are you ready, Versace?
Oh, I sure am.
All right, it was a great night, and we had a freaking show not only in the Boston area, in the hometown of the VSW, Watertown, Mass.
We did. You want to maybe get closer or put up the volume a little bit? We're having a little trouble hearing you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that is better.
I'm like the Verizon guy with glasses. Can you hear me now? Good.
Yeah, it's picking it up now. Yes, it was. It was in the VSW's hometown. I mean, finally, wrestling we could walk to.
Legit, it's only like 10-minute walk from my house, Versace.
I think you can even see the arena from your house if you look close on a clear night.
Absolutely, just by the used car dealership place, and it's basically there.
It is. And I really liked what they did with that venue.
Oh,
Great
absolutely.
use, great use of space.
And they made the space bigger than what I ever thought it was because I went there for functions in the past, for fundraisers, for birthday parties.
Yeah, I've been there for a Halloween party and other things, and it definitely was, like I said, great use of space. It didn't feel cluttered. Sometimes the shows and the venues feel cluttered. This did not. I felt there was room to breathe, and there was plenty of room for the wrestlers to sell their merch with the tables, and fans to still walk by. Sometimes it gets too crowded, can't even
Because
get
it's like
through.
I loved their Lexington setup, but it was a very small, cramped space.
It was beautiful venue, small space, but
Hmm.
this was a great show. Chaotic has really been delivering every single month. Or every single week, if you want to put it. If you watch their weekly show Reloaded, that's on their Twitch stream, and great news.
Luckily for luckily for me, Versace, these weekly shows like Reloaded or The Road for Limitless is what really got me to be super into indie wrestling.
Oh, definitely. And I want to tell you something cool. Yeah, they show it live on Twitch, but you have to be subscribed to watch it if you missed it, or go back to past events. But what you can do is, guess what? If you're an Amazon Prime member, which so many people are, they don't even know they get a free Twitch sub every single month. They can use that and
Yeah,
get chaotic for free every month. That's what I do.
absolutely, Versace. That's a great idea. A great tip. And you're not a Whole Foods cashier either saying, are they Prime members? Ha ha ha.
No, no, that I am not. But let's get down to the first matchup, shall we?
Absolutely. I'm going to read off the matches as we go, Versace. Is that fair?
Sounds good.
All right, everyone. So we actually start off kind of like WWE. This match kicks open because of storyline purposes. It makes sense later on in the show. with the chaotic world heavyweight championship being defended by not America's sweetheart, the legend Davey Ann making a name for herself against part of the unit, the Man of Steel, Mike Verna.
I'm a big Mike Werner guy. I'm a really big fan of him. Um,
Just
you
as
know, I,
much
I,
as cream cheese.
I do. It actually makes me want to buy cream cheese. But no, he's a great he's a great wrestler, straightforward dude, really good to work with.
Old
Like
school Italian guy.
exactly. That's why I think clicks. I'm an old school Italian. I come from that family, as you
Me
know,
too.
and I can really relate to this guy. Whether you've seen him there, whether you watch him beyond, whether you've seen him wherever else you've seen this guy, he does wonders. Now, with that being said, he had a really tough competition. Davian is king of chaotic. I
Queen,
mean,
rather.
queen, king, does it really matter? I mean, she's the champion. She's the world
Yeah,
champion of chaotic wrestling, and she's not dropping that to nobody. And
absolutely.
the
She was
unit's
one
been
of their
after her
longest.
since day one about it, and it's not happening. The unit is not going to be able to get it done, unfortunately.
And
Not
JD
against Davy.
Dunn. Yeah, and I feel like most of Chaotic will go more into this later. Has been the JT Dunn Saviors show because JT Dunn has become this huge antagonist of New England indie wrestling, right? With his unit pledge, kind of like the Straight Edge Society in the Ruthless Aggression era.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. Let me rephrase. The unit is very formidable, but like I said, Davian is the best that you're gonna get out there. But let me just say, go back to the first part. The unit is a machine, a formidable machine, and at the end of the day, while he might, JT Dunn might not be world champion, he is very much in control of the unit, and he's very much in control of what's going on. Like you said, we'll get into that later on more as storylines progress. But you'll see just what I mean. And like I said, like the unit, don't put them out just because of this one match. They're very
But
powerful.
absolutely, they are. They're super powerful. But this match started off with bangs, with a bunch of slaps exchange. I feel like the chemistry between Davey and Verna was through the roof, especially to kick off this match.
Oh yeah. And I mean the crowd was very hot once she came out. Like they didn't know if she was just gonna come out, say a few words, or what. She thought maybe it was gonna be a promo, do a little talking. But no, she kicked it right out, said she wants her match right now, called it out, told Mike Byrne to get out here now.
And she's really been on the roll since she beat it JT Dunn at like one of their flagship shows, Summer Chaos, back in August.
The history maker,
That too.
you know.
Beating AG twice.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I said, Davy is the best that Chaotic has right now, and she wears that belt with a lot of pride. She was able to overcome all the odds against the unit, and really retain that title, and show the dominance that she still has in Chaotic.
Oh, absolutely. She's been reigning in dominance, and it's getting her book. She's very known for that. She also made appearances in NCW, and she's also becoming a flagship player in Limitless, especially defeating one of the big up and coming stables and getting rid of everyone's favorite commentator, John Alba.
Oh, I know, right? That was a
Yeah,
great feud that she had with
it's
Alba. We were
just,
very much into that. We actually sponsored that match.
so,
It was Team Davy against Team Alba,
oh
or
yeah,
Prestigious.
not prestigious, as they don't like to hear that.
No, they don't. They get very mad. And
Yeah,
it's very
just
easy
kind
to
of
get
like,
them mad. It's kind of funny to watch them throw tantrums.
Kind of
But
like how
yeah,
the unit starts.
Davey's really making an impact in New England. WWR Beyond Wrestling as well.
Absolutely, she's become, and she's also making appearances in AEW Dark Elevation.
Yep. So much New
Like the
England talent
future is
has.
bright for her.
So much New England talent has, as we went and saw that show. And we saw all the faces, the familiar faces. Little Mean Kathleen,
Waves and
Bryce
curls.
Donovan, even JT Dunn.
Protecting, ironically, CM Punk.
Yeah, I mean, I almost thought I was looking at two doinks. Um, you know,
Yeah.
it was like almost looking at a mirage. But yeah, that was pretty cool for him, and congrats to him on getting on TV and everybody that's been getting on TV lately. Becca, everyone.
After a hard fought battle, especially when Davey hit the diving onto Mike Vernon, the barricade right in front of us, it was a momentum changer and it helped Davey lead the spear to have a victory over Mike Verna.
Oh yeah, I actually posted that clip today on our YouTube. You could see her just coming straight out of the cage. I'm like, ah! The whole thing shifted a little bit.
One of
Chairs
the
moved.
guys asked if we were okay, but we're the VSW, man.
We're used to the bumps after what we ended up doing out in Tiverton and the KPW. We're a little ring action there and here and there won't kill us, believe
It's
me.
a bump, all right.
but but yeah, that was up close and personal, and that was fun though, and that's the beauty part about sitting front row is you get that experience at an indie show. You get to be close, and it doesn't cost you your whole life's fortune and an arm and a leg and your soul too to do it.
Oh, yeah.
But why don't we
All
move on
right.
to the next match, eh, Wolf?
Absolutely, Versace. And I'm going to read this one right out. The next match was a match that, not going to lie, I originally thought this was going to open the show, but it was the second match and its rightfully show. They called it a Becca Bration for being a Panoptic champion. It was a battle royal for the winner to face the leader of the Scrunchy Squad later that night in our hometown. And it was a battle royal, and it had faces like the Perfectionist, Aaron Rourke, two members of the unit, their tag team champions, AC Baby. They also had which is Trigger the OG and Danny Miles from the unit. They got one of their new students showcase, Randy Rivera, El Espirito, uh, Darnay Desmond, a guy we've been seeing in like UFO and New England All Stars. Unfortunately, I'd like to give my best wishes to TJ Crawford as he got devastating news on his ACL. I wish him the best recovery at the VSW. We also got the undeniable, no longer retrosexual, and New England indie legend, formerly known as August Gray, Anthony Gray. And are you ready for this announcement, Versace? Wait
Oh, I
for it.
sure
Wait.
am.
He is part of Love in the City. He doesn't have his partner, and he loves everybody. Live,
Yay!
we at the VSW love Doug.
Oh, we sure do. That was very exciting. I got to bring my fiance to the show. It was the first time she got to see Love Doug wrestle in
What a
person. She
You'll
had to
never
give.
forget this guy once you see him.
Oh no, he's the greatest. We actually brought a few people with us to this show. We had like a little entourage. We had
It's in our
Last
hometown. We
Minute
had to
Mike
bring
with
somebody.
us. We had Mike Panchu with us. Mashup
Yeah, and he's
Wrestling.
never been to an indie show in his life. He's only been watching WWE.
Yeah, and this was the
And this
first
is
show
the
we brought him
promotion to
to.
bring beginning of people that never watch indie wrestling for. I think Chaotic and NCW are the perfect promotions for beginners.
Oh, they really are. I mean, it gets you right into the action, but it's pretty close to kind of what you see on TV, honestly. I mean, I wouldn't say it's, I mean, obviously it's not the same production, but the wrestling, if you break it down to the wrestling, that's the only difference between the indie scene and WWE is the production. It's not so much. The wrestling. The wrestling is on point. Look how many great wrestlers actually came from Chaotic. Sasha Banks, Kofi Kingston.
Damien
The,
Sandow.
the names can keep going, okay? And who came out of New England Pro Academy and so
If you
forth. So,
really want to go that far, Triple H was one of them.
yeah. So, I mean, like I said, the only difference is they got big bucks in WWE for the production of the show. Bigger ring,
More
bigger
Bad
arenas.
Hansen too.
Oh, yeah. Bigger venues, bigger roster. The wrestling is not much different. And that's what's great about the indie team. We get to see all these guys, faction of the cost, up close and personal, before or after they end up going to WWE or AEW or MLW or Impact, Ring of Honor. Either they're coming back in the wrestling here at Chaotic, or they're going. They're wrestling now and they're gonna go there. So it's kind of cool at time to be a wrestling fan, really.
Absolutely, Versace. And the Battle Royal starts off. You have the showcase students really featuring each other, including the brick houses eliminating others. But it really came down to Aaron Rourke, AC Baby, Love Doug, and AG.
Tell you, I just want to talk about one of the students you were talking about, and the other kids is one of the new people is Ramirez. He I've seen him wrestle, I've seen him wrestle in NCW as well. He's got a lot of talent, a really bright future, I think, ahead of him.
Uh-huh.
Someone definitely to keep an eye on.
Definitely, and he's just beginning. You wouldn't know he's a beginner at all, but that's the benefits of the New England Pro Wrestling Academy.
Exactly.
So
So I
high
mean,
flyer.
but yeah, you're right. It came down to those guys, and you had AC Baby, and you had you know AG.
And it's different in AC. He is very despised in Chaotic Land, unlike the Pine Tree State where people sing and dance with him in Limitless.
I mean, you got to remember, they're not really trusting of AG. He's faced their world champion, and I think I think it was split down the middle there of who was, fan favorite. Also, you got to remember, he's been kind of seen showing sides with the unit. So that's another thing.
And he also told AC there to why don't you just get rid of Love Doug?
Well, that was the whole discrepancy. These unit didn't want to just, eliminate Love Dog. They wanted to destroy this man, end his career, beat him.
And he still loves him.
And, AG is a businessman. He's in there to win it, and that's what he wants to do, but it's not about the extra. He's not going to go out of his way extra mile. It's not personal to him. Just get the guy out, move on to the next, and let's, end this. Let's bring home the victory. What are we doing here? That's basically what AG was trying to explain to him. Now, the unit didn't really proceed that well,
Mm-hmm.
and it turned into a little bit of a feud there.
Absolutely.
And it
And
ended
the
up
people
costing
are
him. It costed him, though. It costed him. AC has a little bit of a temper over there, and, you know,
he did toss Love Doug right out.
he did. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like I said, if AG is with the unit, he's really hiding it well. I don't think he is, but you're right. He isn't like he is anywhere else, and neither is
Yeah,
AC. Nobody is. It's kind of they're kind of the polar opposites down here than
yeah,
they are way up
absolutely.
north. But now, at the end of the day, AG capitalized on what happened and how he reacted to AG's words. He got all upset. And they started AG got everybody eliminated and won the match. You
And
know,
he was going to go on to face Becca later that night.
yep. And that was that's what he wanted though. It's the only title that he's never won. It was never available. When it was the women's title, it wasn't available to other guys, obviously. So it wasn't until I believe what
I think
Armani,
in June or
well,
May.
Armani Chaos won it. Remember
Yeah, absolutely.
the women's title? He changed it over, and then Becca won it again at the History Maker,
Yeah,
and it became the
absolute.
Pan Optic. So I mean, like I said,
Like
AG is a world class star. He's one of the guys
he.
that came back. He came back from WWE. He went out there. He did his thing as August Gray.
Mhm,
It worked however it worked, and he's back now. We're blessed to have him back on the indie scene. He's sitting already as Limitless World Champion. He, two-time world champion now. He won Vacation Land Cup, and then beat Daniel Garcia for the title.
mhm, absolutely.
He's put on some great matches.
Oh,
He's
he's put
also,
on phenomenal matches since he came back from WWE.
I mean, not even. I mean, yeah, some he's won, some he's lost. Like, Masha. He lost to Masha out in
He beat Rob
Jersey, but he
Killjoy.
beat Rob Killjoy. That was a great match. Matt Cross. He's had some great dream matches. So, and even more to come. So like I said, AG has been one of my favorites for a very long time.
He's
Um,
becoming one of my favorites too.
yeah, I really latched on to watching a lot of his older content when I was in the pandemic, and I bought a bunch of the stuff in an auction. No,
You've
not
been
even an
watching.
auction. I think it was just like,
I,
yeah, some was an auction, some was a sale. I ended up with, like, I actually own his chaotic ring jacket. It's pretty cool. He
oh
signed the
yeah, I
back of
remember
it.
that.
Um, and I got a few.
He's
I
a
got
guy
his.
that before, well, Love Tug's the current version of wrestling. He used to be a guy you would see him wrestle 4 times a week. Small promotions, medium promotion, or big indie promotions. He was always there before he
Oh,
got signed to
AG was
WWE.
everywhere. Yeah, I mean, I first met him in
NCW. I was with. I think I
NCW.
was
Yep,
with you.
that's where it was, and I was like, oh, this dude's awesome. I was like, he
This
had the
Uncle
merch for
Jesse
sale. He
gimmick.
had
I'm
the
like,
glasses for
used to
sale.
watch
He
Full
had,
House.
yeah, well, he had all the stuff for sale. He had everything for sale. He was all
Have
together.
mercy.
Um, and like I said, for whatever reason, WWE didn't work out. But you know what? He still did his thing. I mean, it was very entertaining. It got me to watch 205 live, anyways.
That's a huge accomplishment. You know he's that good if you get someone to watch that show.
Exactly. So
Darby Allen says the show no one watches.
yeah, that's almost becoming what Monday's show is. But let's get on to the next match, shall we? After that battle royal.
It was a singles match between he's becoming one of the rising stars in the indie scene, the Prize City OG Buster, Alec Price versus Mortar.
It's a great match. Two of my favorite people. You
Two
got
people that appreciate everything we do too.
Oh, I love these guys. I mean,
These guys are awesome.
take my money. I'll buy all the merch until I can't buy anymore, and I think that's what I'm at right now. But Moro, one of my favorites singly, or when he teams up with Max,
Oh, I love
and he's
that.
with one of our favorite guys, Sydney Bacabella,
Sydney
with Destruction
Bacabella.
Incorporated, is it? I think, or whatever. I believe that's what it
I
is.
was so sad when I found out they weren't in Yarmouth, but it turns out hopefully they can come back in the future in Chaotic.
Well, I mean, we will see them in Chaotic. We will see them. Who knows if we'll see them in Maine again? Nobody was expecting them to pop up in Herman. Um, and they still did.
Oh, I know it. Because Mortar was he's very well received when Max Smashmaster isn't around.
Oh yeah. And you know what? He's a very. I mean, as a singles wrestler, I thought he was very good. Um.
He's gotten a lot more better under the wing of Smashmaster. You can see a lot of improvement since he was CJ Cruz.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But Price City OG Alec Price, he's caught in our attention limitless and beyond.
I'm sorry. I was talking. It's actually Devastation Corporation. I misspoke there.
I,
But
oh, I know it.
that was one of Sydney's
Oh yeah,
wrestling things. But yes, they do wrestle now, and they like I said, when they went over to Maine, everybody was happy. And like I said, I was very excited for this match. I'm also a big Alec Price fan, and that is exactly you know someone that I've really looked up to in this industry from the minute I saw him. First time I saw him, actually, I think, well, live, the first time I saw him was Beyond Wrestling.
I really
But
got to know
um,
him during the road in the pandemic.
that's when I first saw him actually wrestle, was actually Pandemic in the Dojo, and got to know him during the road between the promos. Some of them were funny, some of them were serious. I was like, this dude's pretty cool, and I really started to watch his wrestling, and he was right on point. I watched him in Limitless. I watched him rise all the way to the top a few times, in title matches, and he's in one now. The event's basically named after him. Prize possession, eyes on the prize. Um, and that's great. He had a little bit of bad luck. I don't know. He had some matches he had to pull out of that were kind of going to be kind of big for him. One against Lee Moriarty, but he bounced right back from that. And
And he
this kid is
wrestled in
just
the Fatal 4-Way with New England champion Brad Cashew in there too.
he did. And this kid's just been on top since day one.
This was a pretty good mix of a brawl and high flying style. I saw a lot of Irish whips. I saw a lot of drop kicks in this match, and fighting in the barricade too, and near our area.
Oh yeah.
Like this was a really good high flying match. It was very evenly matched. But it was the prize OG getting the win singles victory when it was all set and done.
Yeah. Of course, of course. And like I said, I mean, like I said, it's always a treat watching these guys wrestle. Um, and I think, like I said, Alec Price is going to be someone to really watch in this industry. If not even within like the next month, definitely within the next year, he will be in somewhere. He's moving at a very rapid, fast rate.
I love his finisher too, the prize OG kicks when he kicks people in the back of the head.
Yep, that's one of the I think most devastating moves in all of professional wrestling right now. That kick to just right to that back of that part of your head. That's like the little bump, man, like above your neck. It just knocks you out cold.
He's a
And that's what
great
he
heel, but
does.
I think he's the perfect fit for not your clear cut kid friendly baby face or heel. I think he's your perfect anti hero type wrestler.
Oh, he doesn't really like to be cheered. Believe me, he'd rather
Exactly.
not be. and he's not afraid to tell the fans what he thinks. So he is,
I'll
though. I
look for a
believe. I
fight.
really do. I really do believe, though, he is the future of this business.
Absolutely. He's got a very good high flying style, mix of like Billy Kidman, also Drew Gulak too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no, for
he's got a
sure.
bright future ahead of him.
Really does.
Are you ready to move on, Versace?
I sure am.
So the next match is a number one contender to fight at Chaotic's next pay per view for the New England Championship, which is between a formerly known as Fandango, Dirty Dango, versus the Smoke Show, Ricky Smokes.
What a matchup and what a show. You know, we we never got to really see the best of Dirty Dango in WWE. Everybody can agree, I think, on that one.
Well, he
Um,
did. It looked like he started off wicked strong when his first ever victory was against Chris Jericho at WrestleMania 29.
well, yeah, but I mean, I'm talking the latter days.
Oh yeah, big time. Especially when they dropped the ball with Tyler Breeze and the Breeze Dango stuff. Could have been really big.
Yeah, it was just a joke, and everything was just a laughing matter, in my opinion. It was one of those gimmicks, like like the dancing luchas. It's just not good wrestling, and he deserves better than that. Now, when we saw him pop up at Limitless and to help out, because people, what's his name, was being attacked there,
AG.
AG there by Prestigious. You know, we started to see what Dirty Dango is all about and what he can do, and his you could tell his vibe is totally different. He's not a cartoon character. He's a very serious professional wrestler. And we got to, luckily, I mean, we didn't get to go to the Herman show. It was a little far for us, and we had some duties the next day. But we did, get to see him at this show, and I was very impressed on what I saw.
You got to see God.
Considering I think the last
Oh,
time I saw him was at a Raw with you. It wasn't even during the Raw, though. I think it was on the main event. Um, it was something. It was on one of the tape portions of it, and I was just like, no. Um, so yeah. Big Dirty Dango fan on the indie scene. Huge. Loving this guy, dude. He's killing it.
combines dance moves with for brawl type format. And you got Ricky Smokes, a smoke show. It's like a high school jock showboating all the time. I really like his. He has a lot of charisma.
Oh, he's very young, but he's very cocky, but he can back it up in the ring. You know, um, he's one of the best right now, I think, out there. He's another one going places. Whether you've seen him here, you've seen him in NCW,
Also,
wherever.
Limitless the Road.
He's been on the road as well there, and I think a lot of these people actually, in my opinion, when they went on the road, got a little bit better. Working with some of the main guys, then coming back to New England, working with some of the New England guys, mass guys, and going
Because
back
it's
and
pretty
forth.
different working with fans than working without. So,
It is, but I mean, I'm just saying, working with the mix of talent, before you didn't see everybody mixing together. You didn't see NCW guys hanging out with, or going to Limitless. You know what I'm saying? But we
absolutely.
saw that this year. We saw Dick Lane in Limitless. We saw Rysana in Limitless. We saw
Even
P
Tough
Jack in
Talk.
Limitless. We saw these guys there, and then we saw Limitless guys and chaotic guys go to NCW, and we've seen vice versa. So it's kind of cool to see the New England scene kind of pull a little bit because you get to see these
Abs-
guys in different light. A Brad Cashew in chaotic is not the same Brad Cashew you get up in Maine.
He's cocky not about being a jock, but being a nerd in Maine. And they don't take to him well.
No, they don't like him at all. Same thing with AG and AC. They love him up in Maine, and Chaotic, they're not really fans of him. Either one. And, and that's just the thing.
It's like JT Dunn has a mixed response when he's in Chaotic. Even though he's a huge heel, he still
Oh,
has a loyal fan base.
he is hated in Maine. He has a fan base that comes out just to.
They're like, fuck JT.
Yeah,
Fuck
exactly. They have
JT.
white fuck J t-shirts on underneath their clothes. They come out just to wear those and just to chant fuck JT. So, um, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like everywhere you go, you get to see these guys in different flavor, and this happens to be it for there, and it's great. And this was a great matchup. It was a really big matchup for Ricky Smokes. He's getting to fight a WWE guy. There's been this fought, and like you said, he does have the win over Jericho. He has been in the ring with some of the greatest, so that's huge for Ricky Smokes.
So, so you're saying that Ricky Smokes is better than the Painmaker? Then if he went on to defeat Dongo in this match by grabbing the ropes.
Well, he cheated to win, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's like some guy said, win if you can, cheat if you must, or something like that. I don't know how it goes. It's
Yeah.
in there though.
He's got charisma like a cocky. Kind of reminds me of a Sammy Guevara vibe in AEW, and maybe a little bit of the Miz too. Believe it or not, for Ricky Smokes.
Oh, he does.
It's just he's very charismatic.
It was what Jesse Ventura said. He said, "Win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat." But at the end of the day, Ricky Smokes, he capitalized. He took the easy way out. He put his feet on the rope. He cheated, but he got away with it. Ref didn't see it. Took the victory. Not nobody can do. It's kind of like in football, Wolf, when there's a penalty or you know that you did something wrong. But very quickly, very, very quickly, you just call for the next play so they can't do nothing.
Oh, absolutely that. Or to avoid a challenge.
Exactly. To avoid that challenge, you just call the next play, even if it's just a down. It doesn't matter, just so it
Ricky
can't
got
be
the
done.
hell out of Watertown right when he won.
He did. He was gone. You know. But yeah, Dirty Dango's still very impressive. Great wrestler. I was super excited to see him. I was kind of bummed I didn't get to meet him. I didn't at intermission. I didn't see him. I guess he was outside, and I saw him in the doorway. He said he would be back later, but we waited pretty late after the show. I don't think he came back in, but that's okay. There'll be other shows we'll catch him at.
He's too busy dancing in the ballroom.
We will catch him at other shows.
Absolutely, Versace. Are you ready to move on?
I am.
So I think there was an intermission there, and the first match back from intermission was the Panoptic Championship match between the defending reigning champion, the leader of the Scrunchy Squad, Becca, against the undeniable winner of the Battle Royal earlier tonight, AG, the alternative, Anthony Green.
Yep. What a match.
It's a very great back and forth match. One of the
There's one thing that
best.
AG's always been great on. And that's been intergender matches. He's always been great at wrestling them. He's been one of those like standout dudes that like people feel safe wrestling him, and he's looked at as someone that they will wrestle. You know what I'm saying? Like not everybody is made out to be an intergender wrestler. Not everybody even likes that style, but when it's done right, it's great. AG does it right. He's been doing it right for many, many years. So let me just say, like, he
Absolutely.
has the experience in fighting an intergender.
He had great matches with Masha Slamovich and great matches once but twice back to back chaotic events with Davey Ann.
He's even fought Ava. He's in the past. He's fought a lot of women. It was that little quick little mean Kathleen match, was it not? At Please Come Back.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and he just knocked her right out.
But then and then Oswald came out with Ava.
That was a different Ava before the pandemic, Versace.
It was after that. Now she's the icon. She's, I think her battles with Love Dog in Maine have really, really, really turned her dark side, and she's a very evil being now. But she's on point. I'm liking the new kind of gear and everything that's going on. She's pretty big in what she's doing here in Chaotic. We'll get to that later as well. But this match here, Becca, top star on AEW as television as well as AG has been on AEW also.
And
And also,
Becca's a NCW Women's Champion too.
she is. And AG also coming, like I said, from WWE as August Gray on 205 Live. Becker killing the indie scene and really making a
Absolutely.
name. When I first saw her coming out of NCW at the first Ballroom Blitz in the beginning of 2020, 2 days or a day or two before the world shut down, I was like, wow, new female talent showed up. I was like, with before at NCW, we've had Isana and basically it was Isana and Ava and Sierra just battling each other for a while. So we had this ballroom blitz and we got to see new people come in like a little mean Kathleen, um, Amani Chaos, and Paris Van Dale. And of course, we saw what was then Basic Becca. And now, she's just known as Becker. There's nothing baser about her. She is the leader of the Scungy Squad. And, she really put on a match. Um, AG, you could tell he was a Scungy Squad member starting off. He wasn't so much afterwards as he kept throwing the Scrungies our way. Um,
Oh, absolutely.
but at the end of the day, it comes down to it. I mean, both of these two are world class
I think
athletes.
this was easily one of the best matches of the night for Chaotic.
It is, but at the end of the day, like I said, they both might have been trained by other people originally. I think Spike Dudley trained AG, if I believe, and
And not only is
Butte.
he been wrestling in dark, he teamed up with Bear Country in a losing effort to not only Darby Allin, John Moxley, and Sting, but he got Scorpion death dropped by Sting. He's been known for like, you guys don't want to meet your heroes, trust me.
Oh yeah, yeah, I saw that. And like I said though, back to what I was saying about the training. I believe he was trained by Spike Dudley, and I want to say that originally Becca was trained by Butte Douglas, but they both have done training with Chase Del Monte at Pro Wrestling. I want to say Academy. So
Oh, big time.
he's a big spokesperson from there.
Of course, and he did have a lot of back and forth with Becca that night. But it was the leader of the Scrunchy Squad who got the victory after one of her signature missile drop kicks from the top rope.
Oh
And he
yeah, for
moonsault.
sure.
Sadie tried to get his running bulldog in, but he was unable to capitalize, which led to Becca winning after a close battle. But he did grab the Panoptic. Everyone thought he was going to turn heel on Becca, but in reality, he was being classy and handed her title.
Oh, for sure. But I didn't know what it was gonna turn into. It, to be honest with you, just because you know, he has been known to work heel, and he's been known to turn heel, and he's been known to just kind of. We don't know what we're getting back after AG came back on the scene. We knew what we left with when we left with Retro, but we don't know what Undeniable is really capable of. And he could pull heel tactics. He didn't, but he could have.
Oh, easily. And a lot
So
of people think he may join the unit in the future.
he might. But again, like I said, Becca shined on that. And you could see that, that super kick that Chase is really like drilled into her. Um, because you could see they both had at one point. They both have mean super kicks. I will say
His
that.
super kick's been on point, Anthony Green.
And Becca's too. She learned hers from Chase Del Monte actually. I'm not really
Yeah,
sure where AG learned his. Maybe we'll have to get him on the podcast and ask him someday. Wouldn't that be great?
that'd be
We
phenomenal.
we do have a special guest tomorrow night though on the VSW.
Who's that, Versace?
Big Beef.
Oh, hail the almighty beef the freak.
Oh yeah, one of our favorites. We got him. That is going to
Absolutely.
be a
You're
great
not going to want
interview.
to miss this, folks.
Oh no, I'm not
And
going
are
to want
you
to miss
ready for
this
the
at all.
next match, Versace?
I sure am.
This next match is a tag team women's match between one half of Higher Society, with managed by Amani Chaos, Paris Van Dale, and your favorite icon, who's become very dark, is Ava Everett versus the team of the rising prospect Shannon Levangie and Impact superstar and chaotic legend Alicia Edwards.
Well, let me just say they've been torturing Shannon Levangie for a while. Okay, Ava's been putting her through the mill. She made her fight Smashmaster. Then
And
who?
she squeezed a victory over Smash Master and
She did.
History Maker.
Then she put him against who else?
Yeah, it
Somebody
was in
else.
Tewksbury.
Yep, there was another person there. He put her through another trial.
Aaron Rourke.
Aaron Rourke, the timepiece. Put her through that, okay? She came out victorious in that. That really made Ava mad. This time she threw it into the tag team matchup. But, it was a very good team up. She was with Edwards, and she's great.
She's
That
been
was the
phenomenal.
that was the first time I've seen Alicia Edwards wrestle live.
That's hard to believe, right?
It is, because apparently they're like New England stable wrestlers.
Yes, I see Alicia wrestle in Impact quite a bit.
Well, I mean, I don't go to Impact shows, though.
I mean on Twitch.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. But as far as live, but I guess they're. I mean, before he went to him, they both her, and Eddie went to Impact. I guess they wrestled quite a bit in New England.
Very much
They're
so.
from Boston,
Obviously.
but yeah, this was a great female tag match. It's not something you get to see every day as a female tag match. Mostly as male tag teams. This was a pretty good one. And it tells a
What really
story.
got this match going was Ava insulting not only the town of Watertown, she was insulting Alicia, said she doesn't care about chaotic wrestling anymore.
Well, yeah.
Really put
Avery
a mean streak on Edwards.
Aver is good at getting the crowd rowdy.
Yet Amane Chaos tried to get too much involved in this match.
No, he was kind of held up taking videos and photos and being head of
Exactly.
social media director as Ava appointed that to him previous. She had the job that night. So, he was kind of busy. And, I think it's just Ava doesn't really care what's going on. She honestly just cares about looking good. She cares about herself. And she cares about destroying Levangie. That's it. And, it costed her. It costed her big time.
Oh, a huge time.
She ended up, letting things get the best of her, hitting Paris, knocking, and they got the victory. They lost the match, and you could tell she wasn't happy, but it was her fault.
It really was. She tried to get get involved, and it caused a little tension between her and higher society after the match.
It did because there was no reason for that loss. They could have won that match. And I'm sorry to say, High Society is pretty good. Paris Mandale's a quite the wrestler, and so is Harmonic Chaos, and they have some, they have a little bit of worth behind their name, and it wasn't really, fair to take the loss like that because of Ava throwing basically a temper tantrum.
Oh, I know, but like she's been on a huge temper tantrum for the past year.
Oh yeah, she's been wild.
Yeah. Oh, we know that too well, right up in Maine.
Oh yeah,
Are you ready to move on, Versace?
I am.
So the main event of the evening originally was Brad Cashew defending his chaotic New England championship against Impact superstar Eddie Edwards, but it turned into a triple threat when both those men, part of chaotic, most of chaotic rather, wants to get their hands on their savior, unit leader JT Dunn. So Chase Del Monte decided to add him into this match, and it became a triple threat for the title.
Oh, that was a great main event of the evening.
Absolutely, it was a phenomenal main event. It was a great test for the BU graduate Brad Cashew.
It was. Um, I'm a big Cashew fan. He's a great dude. And we ran into him. It's kind of funny. We'll just talk a little bit about Brad. We ran into him at WWE Raw. He was handing out chaotic flyers, and it had the date, and all of a sudden it had Watertown, Massachusetts, and I was
And
like,
our jaws dropped,
it
Versace.
did. I was like, holy shit! To say, oh, this is insane. This is incredible. This is amazing. You gotta reach out to Chase Del Monte right away. We need to help them with this show. We'll pass out flyers. We'll put things everywhere. We'll do whatever you want. This is our hometown. This is VSW. This is pro wrestling. This is one of the, reasons why we started
And
VSW.
and the greater Boston area is in desperate need of wrestling shows
It
for
really
people to
is.
go to.
The South, like I'm gonna say, the South Shore, it's oversaturated. It's full of wrestling. Same thing with North
This
Shore. That's getting populated too. But yeah, there's not much, and I hope Chaotic continues to make it their home because they're welcome here anytime, and we'll help them anytime. But yeah, we
absolutely,
got the flyers, we passed them out, we hung them all through Waltham,
especially since
Watertown,
ever
Belmont,
since Chase has
Cambridge.
taken over and Max Smashmaster taken over the school part of it. Like it's the vibe is so good within the locker room. It's a very friendly towards their fans. Like you don't feel the clicks you felt in the past.
No, it's a very great promotion. It's becoming one of my favorites, and I'm really loving it. I hope they actually do another fantasy camp day again. As you know, I was scheduled for that last one, and I just wasn't feeling good. And with the pandemic and everything, it's better to be safe than sorry. So I pulled out of it, but I am looking forward to doing another one. I would be interested, just to check out the school, learn a little bit from them. Jump in the ring with some of their
Absolutely.
guys.
Absolutely, the Versace Stoner in the ring is something that's much needed.
Oh yeah, I mean, I did the cage thing. That wasn't too pleasant. Getting
Especially if a guy hit you with a freaking chicken.
Oh yeah, getting beaten by Ray Ranson and his chicken was not one of the pleasant moments of the night. I really almost, he really did some damage to me. Almost broke my ribs. You know, um, after he hit me with those chickens. He decided to really hit me for real, and then started to punch me and kick me to the ground, and really just beat me. Like I said, kicking me in my ribs, my side, my stomach, my chest, my arm, elbow dropped me to my neck almost. Like I did a lot of damage. Luckily, T.J. Tucker came out, saved the day.
The
But
river rat juggalo.
oh, who knows where I would have been if I had to go to the hospital or not. But yeah, that wasn't one of the better moments. But tell you, this match was one of the better moments. And Eddie Edwards, stand up wrestler too. We saw
And
him
he's got
also.
this international strong style approach to his moveset, which makes him very
He
popular
does.
within the fans.
We saw him wrestle AC Romero in Limitless Wrestling.
Absolutely. He's
That was a
wrestled in
great
New
match.
England All Stars too.
Yep. So I mean, we've seen him wrestle, and he's been doing good, and he was great in this main event. But at the end of the day, there's only one man that can really hold that belt, and he's nuts.
Cashew time.
It's cashew time. Um, and he, retained the title. I have to say, I'm really proud of Cashew, how far he's come as well.
And I
Um,
love that match where Eddie Edwards did the Hurricanrana. It was a holy shit movement to JT Dunn onto Cashew, but he was still able to kick out of it.
it's funny, like I said, like he just got different approaches the way he works. He's Brad Cashew here. He's Brad Cashew in Limitless, but he's not really perceived well, and he's hated. And then he's Chaz Cashew, the Giant, when he's in NCW. So it's pretty cool. He can really do things. He's become one of my favorite indie wrestlers. And he was somebody I saw too, like kind of like right before the pandemic, kind of bust open and wrestle. Where did we see him? Beyond?
We saw who Cashew?
Yeah.
We saw him in a NCW. He was in Proving Ground too, and Reloaded.
No, I'm talking right before the pandemic, though.
Oh yeah. Oh,
He
before the pandemic, NCW.
NCW, that's right. He popped up in NCW, and then like I said, he's another one that really pulled through during the pandemic. He did work in Maine, he did work in Cali, he did work everywhere, really coming stronger and stronger and stronger. And then boom, he's a champion now, and he's doing great. And like I said, PLX is becoming such a great brand of wrestling. If you weren't a fan before, you definitely should be a fan now because I mean every show has been great.
Very great, and that has guys. They incorporate students that are new. You wouldn't think they're brand new to wrestling either.
No, you'd have no idea.
Chemistry is good, but what happened after the match is not only did Brad retain, JT Dunn got all pissed off, blaming Chase Del Monte for having no friends, with the unit saying it's their time to take over. That Watertown is unit territory. And then Chase Del Monte comes in saying he has friends. He has Eddie Edwards. Back comes Dirty Dango. And Adam Booker comes in, a New England legend.
And there will be some mystery partner as well. Um, I'd like
At,
to actually, I heard, JT Dunn say that a few times that Watertown was unit territory. I'd like to invite JT Dunn um, AC, Trigger,
And
Danny
Miles.
Danny Miles, and Mike Verna someday to come on to the VSW podcast. They come on all together or one at a time, whatever. I'd like to hear more about how Watertown is, you know,
Because this is
the territory.
VSW territory. Are we going to have to take the pledge to get some information, inside information for Sachi?
They might have to take the pledge from us, but I also like to have Chase on the show sometime too, though, because he does do a great thing, and I like him to tell all of our listeners and viewers about the school, what Chaotic has to offer, and just everything about that he could talk to us about. Because he, like I said, every show has delivered, and he definitely has friends, and seen them showing up. So we will see Dirty Dango again in action
And
at
what
Chaotic
Chase is
Wrestling.
trying to do is Chaotic's own the North Andover Lowell territories, but he's trying to make it the flagship. It's the flagship promotion of New England and Massachusetts, but you really got to do shows in this area, and he's really trying his hardest to expand out here.
And especially when you got a fan base, and there's people out here that want to watch
And
it, they
there are
want to
people
see it.
that want to watch wrestling that watch New Japan or WWE in like the apartments in like Cambridge, Brookline, but if they don't have a car, they're not able to go to all these great
No,
promotions.
and I mean, honestly, like, yeah, okay, you got Beyond that runs right now is running every Thursday. That's great. That's a lot of wrestling. But if you don't live in the western part of the state, or you don't have commuter rail access, or you don't drive, or whatever, you're not getting there on a Thursday.
And a lot of these promotions are in the South Shore too.
And I like Limitless. I really do. But, as you know, there's some risk in that too. I mean, our last show going up to Maine wasn't really the best. We got stuck out there for a little bit. Had some car issues. It's a 2.5, 3 hour drive.
And it
It's
still
not like it's
breaks my
just
heart that we weren't there.
even to the KPW show it was an hour out of the way.
Yeah.
I mean, the furthest we've driven, I think, was 6 hours, but to 7 hours to the H2O Center.
But you gotta build up tolerance for indie wrestling before you go there though.
Oh yeah, especially with driving with me, I don't do any stops.
Oh no, Versace. Oh
Um,
no, you don't.
But yes, I look forward to everything that Chaotic has to offer here. As they're gonna be back again, like you said, and we're gonna
November
have a
19th. They're actually going to another hotel like venue. So I think Breaking Point is like their version of not only Survivor Series, but maybe their big pay per view 10 a year. They'll
we'll have
obviously most likely do one in December too, but
we'll have to get tickets for that.
in Boxborough near like the Hudson area in that
Yep,
area.
yep. No,
It's
I know
always a
where it
nice
is.
drive. You avoid the traffic.
Exactly. We'll have to get tickets for that soon, and we'll have to also get tickets soon. Also for WrestleFest, which brings me to my next point. I'm so happy that NCW is not running head to head with Chaotic.
Thank God, it kills me. I don't like the
I hate
fact that
having
we
to
have to
choose
choose
between
one or
New
the
England
other.
promotions like that. I really do. And honestly, it hurts of the business too because you, you got someone that's sharing champions. And, how do you have Becker defend her women's title at NCW if she can't be at the show?
And they have
And
ties to their school, so they have to. Chaotic's their number one choice, you know.
well, yeah, it's not even that. I mean, you don't even know you don't know how far back Chaotic's booked their shows. They might have all their dates done in January for the whole year, and all of a sudden NCW's well, can't work this one, can't work this one, can't do that. I don't know how. I mean, there's 4 Fridays in a month.
But I think
How some of these shows all end up on the same Friday is kind of crazy, but
here's the
it
thing I've
happens.
noticed. For Chaotic, they do their shows every 3 Fridays, so you got one the 19th, the week before Thanksgiving. They got to be careful if they go this route. In December, they could collide with Limitless. I heard a rumor one of the Limitless shows in Yarmouth in December is February. I don't want to say the date could be in on a Friday instead of the usual Saturday. So,
Interesting.
and I know that Herman show collided with one of the chaotic shows, but
Well, that's
that's different.
Herman because Herman's on the Friday. But normally it's NCW or something like UFO that's running on the Fridays, or maybe Top Rope.
Yeah,
Sometimes Top Rope runs on other days though too, so it's hard to kind of see. Hopefully though, I'm just like I said, I'm just happy nothing is running against WrestleFest. It's wide open, and Chaotic can run normally too. Not that anything is running against this show, but the last two NCW shows, Chaotic was running against the Lexington and Tewksbury show, which was kind of a letdown because, like I said, the Rumble, we had all those Chaotic people, a lot of them in the Rumble, a lot of them there, a lot of
you
them
had
wrestling.
limitless people there too
You
watching
had
the show.
JT done, you had Trigger, you had some of the unit there fight wrestling, and then you just have them, obviously they can't be back the next two shows, none of those guys. But I'm very excited for what's to come in the indie wrestling scene. We have a lot of great stuff coming up. You got that, you got Limitless, Prize Possession, will Anthony Green successfully defend that title? Will Alec Price,
Enterprise OG.
will he, lose another title shot here? Will he actually,
That's
you
a
know,
big weekend in New
capitalize?
England.
It is. Will he capitalize and win this time around? He's been in it a few times here now. It's not his first time at the rodeo, and he might have won that one match if it wasn't with the triple threat. So who knows what's gonna happen here? So it's gonna be very interesting. We got a lot of things to look forward to here at the VSW podcast. I'm very excited. Also Sunday, big day for myself. I'm going with Mashup Wrestling. We're gonna check out XPW, the Rebirth.
Ooh.
That is going to be something big. Um, a lot of big names, a lot of things going there. You can see the controversy, though, surrounding that promotion. You can see the dark side of the ring. A lot of it. But if you're not going to that and you are local in the area, I do suggest going, honestly. Checking out Beyond Wrestling, you can see one of my favorite wrestlers, Teddy Goods, take on Matt Cardona.
All of a sudden, there's Mr. Professional for GCW.
Yeah, and that will be right in Somerville, Massachusetts, another kind of close location,
And if you
not
don't
in
have
your
a car,
norm.
you can get there.
Yeah, it's not in your other it's not normal location. It's closer. It's close to us. So I mean, it's pretty cool. It's gonna be probably a good show. Like I said, I bought these XPW tickets. Mashup had me buy them months and months and months ago. I can't remember, maybe 6 months ago. He got me to go all the way in, down on front row, as soon as they announced the show. I don't
Ooh.
even think all the front row is sold out either. It's kind of funny. Um, but yeah, we'll see what this is gonna be like. You know how New York is. Um, but it's gonna be fun, good time, and like I said, we'll capture that. I'll get a lot of good footage. Sure, will be up on the YouTube as well as all the chaotic clips, AEW clips, and all the other shows we've been up to. We keep uploading them slowly. It takes time, but we
I
will
try
get
to
them
do
all
a
up there.
few a day or a few every 12 hours or something.
Yeah, we'll try to get like 10 or 15 up a day. We'll see what we can do. It takes some time, but we will
Absolutely.
get to it, and all the footage you can check it out down the
And you can
line.
check out our Facebook page for Down the Line. Every show we go to, we're going to try to post our photos while we're taking videos. We'll post our photos into an album to try and grow our fan base.
Yeah, we'll try to do that into there, make albums, and maybe post the videos and photos also on Facebook and YouTube, and do it that way as well. So some of the talent can get their photos and videos and such that they need or want. sometimes we actually capture some pretty cool photos and moments that take place on the in the squared circle. So I'd like to share that with a lot of the people.
And you gotta check Chaotic out. They are the birthplace of stars for a reason. It's phenomenal. Great balance of young students and high powered veterans collide in this show every show.
Oh,
Just
most
can't
definitely
miss.
disabled. If it's an amazing promotion, like I said, it really became coming one of my favorites since I have to say the pandemic. Um, and watching Reloaded really got me into it. And then from there, I decided, I went to one of their tapings. We actually went to one
We
of their
were there.
tapings.
I was there too.
The second show, the first show I wasn't feeling up to par, but the second show, I ended up going to the second show, and the second show was pretty cool to tape. And I have to say, I never really
And
been to a tape
unfortunately,
like
we
that.
weren't at the first live show because it was my brother's high school graduation that day. So
It was, but then we went to another show, I believe, or something. I don't know. And then, um, I would have went to the show in
I had
Burlington.
personal issues that day.
Yeah, but I had the family issues with my dad.
Yeah.
That
So I
was right
felt really
after.
bad. But we made up for it pretty good. We're going to try and go to as many chaotic shows as possible.
Yeah, I think we've been to almost every one after that. So I mean, we've been doing pretty good with the chaotic. And I saw they had some new merch. They'll have to check that out. Maybe pick something up next time. This time I actually
So
picked up a Love Doug shirt. He had some kind of like
me
limited
too.
Halloween. Oh, did you? The Halloween shirt. It's pretty cool. Limited
I gotta.
edition.
I'm gonna buy merch from people that truly appreciate us. If you want us to buy merch, reshare our stuff, even if it's not about you. This is to all the wrestlers. If you want me to buy your merch, I'm gonna support you as much as I can. But as long as you try to support us, that'd be greatly appreciated too.
Oh, exactly, 100%.
And
So
we
I'm at the
can't
point where,
forget. It's always great to see Rich Palladino calling the show.
oh, he's one of the best New England has. We're very lucky to have him as a ring announcer here. Him and Sam Lantana really make New England special for pro wrestling,
Well,
for ring
Sam
announcing.
Lantana, she's basically all the Northeast
Oh
because
yeah,
she's
and
really in Jersey.
these two together just really kill the indie scene. But yeah, like I said, a lot of big things coming to the VSW. We're still gonna have some virtual wrestling as well coming.
We it should be coming within winter, either end of the year or beginning of 2022. Once we decide how we're gonna go with the virtual, we'll let you guys know as soon as we have information on
I
that.
would actually, honestly, if I was to be a gambling man, I would
Yes,
expect to see some kind of show released, whether it's two, three, four matches, virtually, that is, released. I think we'll release the first kind of show the night before Thanksgiving. We'll release it on YouTube.
ooh, something to look forward to.
You know what I'm saying? We'll get it up there and get it out there, and we'll air it
That way you
live.
can watch with your reunite with your friends, having a few beers night before the Thanksgiving. Put on the VSW that night too.
Exactly. We'll get it done before, of course. But we'll air it live on that Thanksgiving Eve, and they'll be kind of reminiscent of the old Survivor Series. And we'll do maybe some classic matches. Maybe we'll have some of our created characters and some other fun stuff, and just call it down the line. Have some fun on the mic, and do something a little different than we normally get to do here at the VSW podcast.
Yeah,
As you know, we didn't get to really commentate KPW as we kind of got thrown into running the whole thing. But hey, what are you gonna do? That's the business. But we had a good time. It was a good show, good turnout. Um, there's talks of a second KPW show.
Oh, really, Versace?
Yeah, I'm just hearing some rumors and whispers. So I don't know. I'm hoping to get some more word from that. Maybe speak with their champion, Tough Daddy, at some point on the show. Um, we remember him from Cruising for a Bruising.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
And
do I remember him all right?
and we will, see what's going on with that. If there is another show, will we be there? Will we not? How will it look? Still gonna get those matches though up that we do have. We were able to, you know, actually get some footage.
I'd
Speed
look
work.
at it for VSW to be at KPW's next show. It's kind of like if you're looking at your fantasy football lineups and the guy is questionable. That's probably how it's going to be for the Versace Stoner and KPW. Am I right? Am I wrong? Or who knows?
You know what I'm saying? And that's how it is in this industry. Are you gonna show up or you're gonna fall? What's gonna happen? Things happen the night before, things happen day of. People get injured, people hurt themselves. You don't know what's real, what's fantasy. Everything just, collides all at once. Like WrestleMania 5 when the Mega Powers collided. Or WrestleMania 6 when Hulkamania and the Ultimate Warriors collided.
And
You know,
WrestleMania 18 when Hulk Hogan and The Rock collided.
yeah, yeah, there you go. So like, this is how it is. But like I said, a lot of big things regardless happening here on the VSW. Expect that show coming out. Like I said, another VSW smoke out coming out on Thanksgiving Eve, as well as, we still got all our great other content that takes place on the VSW podcast. We have our interview with Big Beef tomorrow night. We're gonna have more recaps, more stuff to talk about. We'll get more
And
interviews.
And coming up on my half, the Beantown Sports Wolfcast, I recapped the Patriots' big win over the Los Angeles Chargers yesterday. And
About
I
time we get a big win.
and here's the thing too, I'm really sad. I know half of the state is everyone who watches Chaotic. It affects you too because we lost a beloved landmark of Boston sports. Red Dog Jerry Remy, former Red Sox player and legendary color commentator on NESN, has passed away after a battle with lung cancer. I will do a tribute this week on him as he's made
Terrible,
my
terrible.
childhood special.
Yeah, very sad. Very, very sad. Um,
Anything you'd like to say about Chaotic before we sign off, Versace?
just if honestly, if you haven't watched it, get onto Twitch and check out the Reloaded shows. You'll be able to see this show. It's broken up into episodes, but you will see it. If you want to check out their old stuff, do hit that subscribe button and and check out all their other stuff, all the action that's taking place. You're not gonna want to really miss it. If you're a fan of wrestling, you'll be a fan of Chaotic, and I think you'll be surprised of actually how good it is.
Absolutely. We at the VSW love indie wrestling and we love Chaotic in the New England indie scene. And this is Wolf signing out.